Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. Follow suit is a mantra, which means to follow the suit. And as you follow it, you're going to come to realize the suit is a role model and a mentor whose purpose is to give guidance to the young men of this community and as well as to society. And it is my goal to honor and salute some of the individuals who not only put on the suit, but they wear it well. Hence the point, my guest today.
Good afternoon and welcome back here to another edition of Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. I have the pleasure to be sitting with a distinguished guest here. You know, he took time out of his busy schedule to come through and bless my presence in the studio. I have the man, Bishop William Dickinson. How you doing today, brother?
Bless you, brother. Great being here.
Great to see you. So, you know, the show is called Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. So we're going to start off talking about fashion. And you came through, you know, you playing the part well. And that's one of the reasons why I definitely had to have you up here on this platform.
Right.
So who inspired you with your sense of fashion?
Well, I have older brothers. I grew up with older brothers. So, you know, being around them, seeing how they dress, and two in particular, Dylan and Lawrence, they love dressing, and I kind of patterned myself after them. In fact, when I was in high school, I didn't wear the typical outfits that other kids my age wore. Sometimes I would wear a blazer or whatnot, you know, because I just was like dressing.
Just like dressing, yeah. So was it any? You said both brothers, your two older brothers.
Yeah, but yeah. See, I'm the youngest out of all 9 siblings, so I'm the youngest. But the two brothers in particular, they used to like dressing a lot, and I just ended up emulating their style until one of my other brothers said, "Man, people say you emulate me." He said, "No, little bro, I emulate you." So I said, "Okay." I guess I kind of took it to another level.
So you have on a nice day. What we say? You got on a nice pimp stripe.
Yeah.
So do you like pimp stripe, window pane, or plaid? Do you prefer a different pattern? What's your pattern?
The patterns I prefer, I like pinstripe, and I like kind of plain with some colors that you normally don't see. Like a burgundy or burnt orange, stuff like that.
Right.
And sometimes I'll wear something that's not typically Bostonian. And I'll see you wear stuff that's not typically Bostonian. I said, look at my man, he's sharp.
You got on a beautiful tie right there.
Oh, thanks.
It makes it pop, makes the whole ambiance go real well together.
Thanks.
So outside the suit patterns, there's the 6-button, there's the double-breasted, single-breasted. Do you prefer any one of those?
Well, because I do go with the fashion trends to a degree, because I know they're coming back with the wide legs and all that. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. You know, I'm not. I did the zoot suit thing, you know, with the 6 buttons and all that. No, I mean typically I'll wear 1 button or 2 buttons. I most of the times I wear 2 buttons, and sometimes my last couple of suits I had made that I haven't worn yet, they're double-breasted. So I like double-breasted and have like a plaid pattern to it, you know. So I do deal with patterns from time to time as well, you know.
Yeah, I messed up. I meant to tell you because you came through the door with a nice thing on your head, a nice smooth brim, as we would say. And
okay.
I was going to tell you, Bishop, keep the brim on because we want to talk about the brim, but you sat it down to the side. But we still talk about
if you hand it to me.
How many brims do you have? How many brims you think you have in your collection?
Oh wow, I have a lot. I haven't counted them, but I know they're. I'm a little ashamed to say, brother. Okay, yes, I'm a little ashamed to say.
Okay, we got it for you.
Okay,
thank you, appreciate it. So here we go. Yeah, let's get it all the way right there. Let's take it from the top. You got to get the bishop looking real good up in here.
Yeah.
There we go. Now it is. How you doing, Bishop? Let's go from the top.
So, yeah, I have a lot of brims, and I try to keep them in boxes and stuff. So that like in my home in 3 different closets,
right?
Because I've been wearing brims for a number of years, you know.
Did somebody inspired you to put on the brim?
Well, years ago, my brother Dilly, he would wear brims, and then my brother Lawrence, he later on in life, he started wearing brims a lot. So either wearing a brim or one of those apple caps, you know. because I just feel comfortable with it, especially during the winter. I want to keep my dome warm.
Right.
I don't have a lot of fur up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then during the summer, I like a nice straw, so that we out and about, the sun's not beaming on my dome,
Shout out to Sal McGundy's because we both shop at that Half
Yeah,
Boutique.
yeah, that's right.
So we're giving them a shout out as well because
That's
I know
right.
you go there. I frequent there a lot.
Yeah.
A very good establishment. Everybody check them out as well.
Yeah, and when I travel, I go to different places too. Like Sal McGundy's one of my go-to spots locally for sure. Justin, he knows the shape of my head, what I need, all of that, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a hat store in Detroit, in Detroit, and then one that's in New York, JJ Hat Center.
Okay.
And so
I'm gonna have to put that in my book.
Yeah. So I've been going to those places over the years, and
Okay.
yeah.
So we're going to talk about that pretty tie. I love the way it's popping. I love that you came in with that thing popping like that. So who taught you how to tie a tie, and how old was you think?
Well,
it was when
I
you
was
first-
a teenager when I learned how to tie a tie, and I think it started with my dad. So I was fortunate to have my dad at home.
Right. Yeah,
and it started with my dad. And back in the day, if you was going to an event, you wasn't fully dressed unless you had your shirt and tie on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think
And
it's
so
a lost art, right?
It's a lost art.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is. But that's how I started. And then I was growing up, going to church. So we had church clothes and play clothes.
Right.
Now today, people wear their play clothes to church. So
Yeah,
it's no.
So my program follows suit where we're inspiring the young men to dress for success. That's one of the key factors that we key on is about the tying the tie because, the kids are coming, some of them are coming from absentee fathers in the house and some for other circumstances just don't have a male role model there.
Right.
And I know the significance because my mother taught me how to tie my tie because
Right.
my father wasn't there for me at the time.
Right.
And I just know that there's something about this that I know about knowing how to tie a tie, putting on this tie and walking into a place makes a big difference. I tell people,
does.
putting on this tie saved my life.
Wow.
Isn't
that something?
Yes, sir.
And I think sometimes it's undervalued or devalued because when someone is properly, well, I could say dressed to the nines, as they would say, right? They may not realize it, but it makes them feel better.
Right.
Because they may be discouraged about job interviews and different things. And you go to a job interview and you have your shirt and tie on, you look serious, like you really want to, get that job. That impresses the interviewer.
Right.
Just like when I see some of these guys go to court, and I've gone to court with guys, and I'm like, dude, you got to go to court with a shirt and tie on,
Right.
because it matters to the judge. I've heard judges say that,
You're right.
and sometimes
That's
people don't see the significance of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to spin out of the fashion realm, and the reason I brought you here into the studio is because Follow Suit Fashion Unfiltered is mainly to bring people in who are mentors, father figures, who are activists in our community, who care about our community, care about the youth in our community, and you're one of those people. So Bishop Dickinson,
Appreciate it.
that's why we got you here on the platform to give you your flowers. So now let's talk about you as Bishop Dickinson, and where are you located and what kind of work that you do with your ministry.
Okay, well, I started pastoring 34 years ago, and I've been in ministry for about 40 years, and I was licensed and ordained in the Church of God in Christ. My spiritual father is Bishop Sam Hogan. He's a local pastor in the Roxbury area, and I went through the ranks, as far as being a deacon, a minister, and all that, even a van driver,
Right.
And so
Paid your dues.
That paid my dues, exactly, And so as a bishop, I oversee some pastors. When I say oversee, meaning they look to me for spiritual covering and advice and whatnot for their ministries. Some are in the northeast area, some are in the south, and some are even across the seas as well. And so right now I have what's called Restoration Ministries, and we train 21st century leaders in terms of them being more effective in the church community and also the secular community. And so I've been doing that, and I'm thank God I have my wife by my side, who's not a preacher, but she holds her own when it comes to sharing uplifting words of wisdom and advice to men and women. And we've been married for 43 years, and this is the end of the year. December will be our 44th year.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah,
to that.
thanks.
Black love, as they say in the building.
Right.
Give them a shout out for that as well.
Yeah.
So, I had a question for you. I was going to ask about when we was just talking about your ministry. Okay.
We're located?
Not where you located. Okay. We're going to get into where you're located in a minute. But the part that inspires me about you is how you went from behind the pulpit to actually the community. When did you get that spark of let me step out here on the sidewalk and be in the community and care for my community and let my community know? Right.
You know, that's interesting because my mother, we lived in a few years in like the early to mid 60s in Orchard Park, right? When you was able to call it the projects.
From Orchard Park. Born in 1966, Adams Street.
What? I lived on Adams Street, 14 Adams Street.
32 and 38.
And listen, the reason why Adams Street is a one-way street is because my mother and some of the other mothers there, they were activists in their own right, and they protested us having it being two-way,
right.
you know, and so she got with others in the community, and they challenged the authorities downtown at City Hall, and they changed it to one-way. And and so from my mother's activism, I think it just ended up spilling over to me because she would go down to what do you call it, downtown Boston, the big area out there, the Commons. She'll feed the homeless and whatnot. And because I was the youngest, I would have to tag along with her, you know.
So you had the inspiration.
Yeah, so that inspired me to deal with people who are less fortunate, feeding the poor, helping those fathers and young mothers, you know, be on the right track. I'm a teen dad, teen father, so I can be able to share with them from my personal perspective. And then going into the prisons is something that I just enjoy doing because I saw my mother do it for so many years, and I did it at my former church, Good Shepherd, which inspired me to continue to champion the cause of those that may not have a voice at the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about it. Say the name of the church again.
It's Greater Love Tabernacle.
And now
we're
located
at 101 Nightingale Street in Dorchester.
Okay, so now we're going to give you a little bit of props too because we know you was a high school basketball player too as well. So you know, I followed you. You know, I came up underneath y'all because I had an older sister, a couple of years older than me, back when the girls played the varsity game first and then the boys played after. So I knew all of y'all from back then because I always went to the game.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
So we're going to give you a shout out for that Boston Latin.
Boston Latin, yeah.
Yes, sir. So now, it's funny how when I put this program and organization together, the mentoring program Follow Suit, and I say, as you follow the suit, you realize the suit is a role model and a mentor. And it's not just saying that it's me, it's the person in the suit, not just the physical suit, but the actions that the people are doing and following along. So I had the pleasure of having your son on the show.
Okay.
Your son's on the show. I asked him about somebody who inspired him besides you, of course. And he says that you put him into the, I think it was at the Tobin with Ron Bell.
That's right, Ron Bell, yeah.
So Ron Bell was his mentor.
Right.
I bring Ron Bell on the program. Ron Bell says he's inspired by you. So the Follow Suit is right there, front and center.
Yeah.
From you to Ron and into your son.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that.
And both of those individuals, my son, not just because he's my son,
right.
but he's done a lot in the city to help people, and sometimes he may not get the accolades. And same with Ron Bell, you know, especially when he was working for the governor's office. He really looked out for the community. Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, wow, look at this. The pattern, you know, I appreciated that, just seeing that. Like,
and we played ball together at Boston Latin.
Yeah.
He was there. Ron was a year behind me though.
Yeah. And I was like about 3 years behind him, two and a half, 3. I think 3 years after that.
Okay.
That's I said, I followed y'all, so I always knew who all of y'all was. You know?
Right,
so it was
right.
great. It is great to see that, you know, the follow suit right there. Perfect example of it. If you ever want to see the follow suit, right there it is right there. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
You know.
And if you don't mind, I like to say your program and what you're doing inspires a lot of people. And sometimes you may not get the accolades, but I'm telling you, bro, I'm proud of you and I'm inspired by what you do because of how you're consistent with it. Sometimes people have a good idea and a concept, but they're not consistent. You've been consistent and you've been impacting a lot of people, not just the young men. You're showing how to dress for success and whatnot, but their parents and their guardians and those who are just watching you from a distance.
Right, I appreciate you. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate that. So like I said, we brought you on here to give you your flowers. So let me spin back real quick.
Okay.
At the church, at your ministry, do you have any programs for the youth right now?
Oh, yeah.
What programs you have in the church that the youth can come to right now? Let's get to that.
Yeah, we have
wrapping up.
right now we have a program that we it's called our youth ministry, and they have different activities. Like this Friday, they're going to have a pizza and prayer gathering. You know, that's them coming together, eating, and they pray for their friends and different ones in the community. They have on the 25th of this month, we have the youth and the young adults are having a Black History program, and they're going to be highlighting some things that Black people have done over the years. We have a program called Boys to Men, and that program reaches out to young men between the ages, I think, of 8 to 13, and they talk about life issues, peer pressure, bullying, all those things.
So they don't have to be a member of the church to come to these programs.
No.
They don't have to be a Christian to come.
They don't have to be a member of the church. They don't have to be a Christian. And I'm the type person, I just open the door to whoever wants to come. And there are people from Catholic faith, some people from Muslims. They come and they check me out. You know, I have a good rapport with people from different walks of life and different religious persuasions.
Yes, I know you do. That's why I brought that up. So I want to hear you say it, because that's what I love and admire about you. Is the fact, because I've been to plenty of your services, unfortunately, that we've been to those services that we have to go, and you always bring that point of making a point of it doesn't care about the denomination that you follow and who you serve.
That's right.
We are here for the purpose. Let's serve it together. You know.
Yep.
You know, no judgment.
Right.
And I always loved that about you. That's the first thing that stood out about you to me when I went to one of your services.
Okay.
And I said, yes, sir, I respect that.
I try.
I respect that man for that. So now, like I said, Follow Suit Fashion Unfiltered. We're here to give you your flowers because you're a father figure, you're a mentor, you're a positive role model, and you're an activist in our community, and you support our community, and you uplift our community. So we appreciate you, and we salute you, and we applaud you for that.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. And may God continue to bless your endeavors.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So once again, give them the address for the church.
It's 101 Nightingale Street, Greater Love Tabernacle, 101 Nightingale Street, Dorchester. That's right off of Talbot Avenue, across from the Boys and Girls Club.
All right. You heard it here first. Get yourself down there. So this is Follow Suit Fashion Unfiltered. We're going to wrap this up, but we'll be back with more episodes. Stay tuned.